Thanks for stopping by the store. My name is Jason McClure and I'm with Algebra Help Desk. This is our collaboration station for translating verbal expressions. This works really great as a carousel, gallery walk, table stations, just ever how you want to run your class. Let's just look at this activity. And it's in a Google slide, so you can also use it online. You could use it as a whole class review, lots of different options. And being a Google document is you can edit it, right? Look at that, you can edit it. Change the font, change the text, do whatever you want, because it's yours. Once you purchase it, we just ask that you don't resell it. Let's look at our problems here at the station. Station 1, you got something simple like 2x plus 10. And under the notes section, we have 4 different options that could be right answers. Your students, how this works is they're going to work in pairs or maybe small groups of 3 or 4. But either way, students individually will come up with their own response. Typically, I'll give them a minute, and then I'll give them 2 minutes to talk with their partner in their group, and then I'll give them another minute to come up with another expression. So that's about 4 minutes per station. I typically do 8 stations in my class because I have 4 walls. I put 2 stations on each wall, or maybe 2 stations on 3 walls, and then 2 stations at some tables set up. But 8 times 4 is 32 between a warm-up activity, debriefing, taking attendance, that sort of stuff. That takes the whole class period. But we've got 20 stations, so if your kids whiz through this, you've got plenty of extra work for them. But we start off with simple expressions, and they're all going to work the same. So we're just going to click on each station here so you can look at it. And then notice at some point we start getting the equal sign because we want kids to get prepared for solving equations. And they can actually solve this one if they wanted. You may or may not want them to solve it, but if they're going super quick, you can say, all right, well, go ahead and solve this equation. Let's see what you can do. That will keep them, engaged mathematically. We also throw in some negatives, like right here you got the product of -2, because this could be a good opportunity to review the rules of multiplying and dividing by negative numbers. In every class I've had, there's been kids who've forgotten that. So you will have to review it. Here's another division problem with a negative sign. Here's another equation with 2 constants. They could easily solve this one. Here's an opportunity to review combining negative numbers and positive numbers. Now we've got a variable and two variables. We want to get kids ready for linear equations later on, so we start showing them equations with 2 variables. We're not asking them to do anything with it just yet. We just want to get them comfortable seeing 2 variables in the same expression or the same problem. This one here, you can also ask them, what do these 3 numbers have in common? Well, these numbers are multiples of 2, 4, or 8. So that's something that you can use to explore some number sense and get them ready for factoring. Then here's station 17. It's the same thing. You can ask them what numbers are in common with these 3 terms. Also, we have x and y here. We do that because we want to get kids ready for linear functions. Here's basically a 2-step equation that we've thrown in. So you can also ask your kids, hey, what's the value of x? Can you figure out x? Even though you had covered solving equations, this would be a fun little way of getting them thinking about solving equations. So in a few days when you're solving equations, there's some light bulbs that are going off. And all of our resources are designed to have that kind of foreshadowing. We create 8 things where we can review just basic number properties like adding and subtracting negative and positive numbers, multiplying negative and positive numbers. We like to incorporate things like this one right here, where these numbers are multiples of 3, because that's going to help with factoring. And then here's station 20. Once again, all these numbers are multiples of 2 and 4. If you can have that conversation now, when you talk about factoring later, it's going to go a lot smoother. And here's our student response sheet that you'll print off and give to your students. You can print off as many of those as you need. Once again, this resource you can edit, you can make it yours, and if you have any questions or comments, just let me know.